Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals, your weekly dive into all things Nintendo with a couple of pals. Tonight, we are going to be playing Spot the Fake Review with bad game reviews. It's going to be a good time. We were cackling and giggling as we were putting these together. So it should be a fun one. Plus, we're going to be talking the latest in news and reacting to your pitches and ideas for things to add to Metroid Prime 4. With that, Micah, what do you say? You ready to get started with the episode?
Yep.
Greetings, fellow Nintendo pals. It's me, Andros, one of the hosts of the Nintendo Pals podcast. I already said all that in the beginning. And I'm joined by fellow Nintendo pal, Micah.
Yep.
And Micah, how the heck are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's great to hear. I'm coming in with a lot of energy for some reason. I was totally chill and fine until we started playing this hype intro music. Shout out and thank you to our pal Roger, aka Talking Fish. Makes excellent music and made this intro for us. Micah, it's been a week. We've had some time to reflect and be hyped for upcoming games from the last Nintendo Direct. So I'm excited to talk about some of the news and some of the games that we've been playing. But before we do any of that, Micah, do you know what we're doing here tonight?
What we do every Friday night.
We try to take over the world of Nintendo podcasts. And we do that through 5-star reviews. So if you out there, listener, have not yet left us a 5-star review on any listening app that allows you to do that, do it. Do it and you're cool. Do it and you're cool. Do it and you're cool. You can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, and Audible. All those places let you leave 5-star reviews. And if you do, we give you a shout out at the start of the show. We don't have a shout out this week because no new 5-star reviews rolled in. But we need them rolling in every single week. If we are going to take over the world, we need 5 stars every week. Do it. Just do it. All right. Micah, what do you say we jump into the first segment of our show? Let's talk what you plan. That's the first segment, right? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yay! Very professional show.
You just couldn't find the bumper on the list.
I see. Michael, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I'm a man of my word. So I played some Balatro. I did mention I was going to do that last week, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you did.
I also played Turok Dinosaur Hunter. And that game has the worst controls I've ever experienced in my whole life.
It's a shooter on the N64. What did you
walk
expect?
With the right thumbstick and aim with the left. And the vertical is inverted.
Right thumbstick. Well, you're playing an N64 game with a Switch Pro controller is the problem. You need one of these bad boys.
Why? I don't understand. So are you telling me you aim with the D-pad on that bad boy?
I'm not sure. I haven't played it. I can fire it up. I'll let you know
how this works. All I know is the button mapping. That's horrible. And then
it is horrible. I remember
it was so incredibly hard to do anything in that game.
I remember it being bad. The button mapping by default. But hey, what do how do you convert?
I'm pretty sure when you play GoldenEye,
this into this,
it was not like that. You walked and shot with the normal control sticks. I remember it being really hard to aim still, but yeah.
Nice.
I mean, then you know me. I played some Splatoon 3, and some Rocket League.
Oh, nice. Well, we've got some news to talk about with Splatoon 3. Some very exciting news. Some bomb news, some might
Oh,
say.
yeah. I know.
Like, that news is da bomb.
Like, it's some lit news.
Okay. Not something to joke about like we're joking about, which you'll see when we get to the news. But
Hey, you started it.
I played, yeah. Hey. I played some games this week, but not a lot of games this week. So I really only played Tears of the Kingdom, and I played Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Nice.
I listed out a bunch of games we could play with my kiddos, and they picked that one, and they beat me twice.
And you've never been more proud.
Yeah, they were good. That's a game. We had a lot of fun with it. My youngest son went to bed going, woo, ha, woo, ha, woo, ha, from the Alien game.
That was really funny.
I also played a little bit of Mario Kart. Fired that up. Played the random battle where it like goes through each of the different battle mini games. That's a lot of fun. That's a fun one to do. And then I played a game over on PC that I want to talk about because it is coming to Switch this year, and it piqued my interest on YouTube. I had heard about it previously, and it was recommended to me by a coworker. And it's called Slay the Princess. Have you heard of this game or seen much of it?
I have heard of it, but I have not seen anything of it.
So, you've played Stanley Parable, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it has that Stanley Parable choose your own adventure kind of thing. But this is just a visual novel. There's not really gameplay elements at all. It's just a dialogue tree. A gorgeously hand-drawn game that does really cool stuff with the art style that play into it. It is a psychological horror game, but I didn't really find it scary. I also didn't go for scary things.
Did you find it psychologically scarring?
No. I found it really interesting.
I think that says a lot about
me. The game has like a crazy warning at the beginning. It's like this is a horror game, not all images, because there is some like kind of there's some kind of graphic like violent body horror type things.
And if you just glance at it, it probably seems kind of more of the wholesome game variety.
Yeah, well, I mean, the cover definitely has what looks like eldritch monsters behind her head as but anyways, it's just a really interesting story, and it plays very much into the meta of like what is a game and what is choice, kind of like the Stanley Parable. Fourth wall breaking, and just like the most insane twists and crazy endings that you can get in this game. It was very fun. I highly recommend it if you are okay with it being like a little bit more on the creepy side. I am not a horror game enjoyer, but this one piqued my interest and I tried it out, and I wouldn't say this is a horror game. I would say it's more of a Stanley Parable that's got like creepy elements to it. It has a similar like vibe aesthetically to like The Longing. So it's like creepy, like The Longing is creepy and dark. Because I mean, there's dark moments in The Longing that are like real dark. And this has similar things, but it also has a lot of funny moments. Like I laughed a lot while playing this game, while also being like, oh, there's a there.
Hmm.
Spoiler.
It sounds like that also says a lot about your personality and whatnot.
Well, the writing is just really good. I'll give a little bit more to talk about this game. The story is you, the player character. There's only like 3 characters in this game. It's you, the player character, the narrator, and the princess. And the narrator starts with, you are on a path in the woods leading up to a cabin, and in the basement of the cabin is a princess. You are here to slay the princess. You are here to kill her. And if you follow what the narrator says to do, but you have choices, and you can talk back to the narrator and be like, I don't want to do that. Or there's a lot of variance to what you can say and do, and the variance and then you kind of find out that you're kind of you have like split personalities. That so you have voices in your head that will try and guide you, and you default have the voice of the hero, and he's like kind of the voice of reason. He'd be like, we're not going to do this, right? Like, we're not going to kill a princess. We don't even know who this is. But as you progress, depending on what happens, you'll get new voices that will come for different endings. And so you get like the voice of the skeptic, the voice of the contrarian, and a bunch of other different voices, and they are all very well written, and they are all the same voice actor. The narrator, the voices in your head, they're all the same voice actor. So, but he just like does such a good job with it, and the writing is so well done that I really liked this game a lot. I highly recommend it. It's like a good, maybe like I don't know how long I streamed yesterday, maybe like 3 hours, 3-hour romp going through different, and that's just to get to the end of the game. That I didn't get all the endings and do everything that you can do in it. It's fun. It's coming to Switch this year, so I will bring it up again when it comes out on Switch. I recommend you try it. I'm interested to see if you would like it.
Yeah, it sounds good. And I did like Stanley Parable for sure.
There was a point, and this is like a spoiler for one of the end. There's a point where the princess asks for the knife that you have. There's like a key element. You have a knife, and you can give it to her, and she just pulls it up and just cuts off her own head. And she starts to do it, and the voice of the hero is like, "What? Wait, she's not serious. What? And you have the choice to look away or watch in horror. And I was like, I'm looking away. I'm not. And so then the screen goes black, and you just hear all these noises, and the voice is like, "This is so much worse than if we just watched." So it's like this is like kind of.
If you watch, it's probably just real quick.
Yeah, it's probably not
over in a
as
moment.
bad as if I had done it the way I did. Anyways, I had the goal going into the game where I'm like, I am not going to kill the princess. I'm going to go, because anytime I get into these games where it's like in the Stanley Parable, I automatically
You're the contrarian.
First decision I could make to not listen to the narrator. I was like, I'm not listening to the narrator. And I did that to the point where I got just a horrible ending in the Stanley Parable. But in this game, there's a lot of
every
dark,
ending is horrible. Sounds like
there's death involved in almost every ending. But then there's I think my first ending, which did end with me dying, but then you come back and everybody lives happily ever after, was probably my favorite, best ending. It was happy-ish, minus the part where I died.
Yeah, but then you came back, sounds like. So
yeah, there's just something like you go in and you're like, what the heck's going? It's such a good, like psychological, like a mind game of like, okay, I'm being told that we have to slay the princess or the whole world will end. But there's no proof of that. There's no evidence of that. But also, the princess is locked in a cabin for some reason.
I mean,
Who
that
did
doesn't
that?
make you a bad person.
And she does things that are very, very suspicious and off-putting. Like, she's like, I need to get out of these chains. Do you have a key? And I'm like, I don't have a key. She's like, you have a knife. I don't need my arm. What? Why is that the first suggestion? And then she automatically just starts eating her own arm off. She's like, oh. So then
Why did you
you're
have to
like,
wait for me to be
is
there to do that?
maybe she is
Why didn't you just do that?
actually like a monster. I don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
It's very good. It's very good. Check it out. Watch the trailers for it. If it's up your alley, if it even remotely interests you, I highly recommend trying it. Don't look up any playthroughs because it will ruin it. It's one of those kind of games where you gotta experience it. Anyways, that was Slay the Princess. I played that on stream this week. And when it comes out on Switch, I believe it is coming out with new content as well. And that will be across all
Nice.
platforms if you've purchased it elsewhere. So I'll be excited to try that out once that comes out. That's what I played this week. And
Nice.
yeah. So I guess we can move on. Let's move into the next segment of our show. Let's talk some Nintendo news. Should I use the kazoo every time? Every time you're not ready in time.
We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts before I just remove you from the room. You're welcome, everyone who can't hear this kazoo now. Have you learned your lesson? Nope, still going.
All right. What do we got for news, Micah? Hit us with our first news item.
We got news. So much news.
We got news. So much news. And that news is.
Yeah, we already talked about that news.
Oh, okay.
That news.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe that news. I don't remember that happening or not. Oh, look at that. Well, we got some new Metroid Dread and Metroid Prime icons, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, those do look pretty cool. Are you gonna pick? Have you already gotten all these? And if
Heck yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
I think a lot of them, or most of them, are returning.
Oh.
Or some of them are returning. Some of them are new. I don't know.
We are seeing the first reviews come in for NES Remix. I'm sorry, not NES Remix. That's what I want to call it, but it's Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. It's like an NES Remix game.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same.
So, but that doesn't include online play. So this was reviewed by Ryan McCaffrey over at IGN. And seem to give it some good praise. Good first impressions.
Yeah. I've only heard good things.
Yeah. So that's good to hear. I am excited for this one. I will be picking this one up. Faux show. And then next up in news, just for awareness, since we're talking games that were talked about in the direct, we have pre-orders up and available digitally for The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, Mario and Luigi Brothership, Mario Party Jamboree, and Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. And all of them are available to use for the voucher program.
It's pretty cool.
I believe those are all full price games as well, too. So you're not getting gypped out of using your voucher on it, like some of these ones where it's like voucher applicable. Like it's actually just cheaper to buy it without the voucher. Looking at you, WarioWare. Come on, man.
I mean, it is a very Wario thing to do, though.
He is. He's robbing us. Robbing us. What else we got, Micah?
Well, speaking of icons, we got some Luigi's Mansion 2 icons.
Oh boy.
And we will over the next 3 or so weeks.
Nice. As Luigi's Mansion 2 dropped this week.
Yesterday, right?
Yesterday, actually. Yeah. Wait, that's out. Are you picking this one up?
I probably will at some point.
You're waiting for a sale.
Something like that.
All right. Yeah. That's one that would be good for one of I don't think I'm gonna go in on this one. I don't really have too much of an interest in it, personally.
I heard someone say that Luigi's Mansion 2 is the best Luigi's Mansion on Switch.
Who said
I feel
that?
like it's a very bold thing to say.
Yeah, especially with Luigi's Mansion 3 sitting right here, which is like the best Luigi's Mansion, period, I think.
Some might say.
It's out there. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool, I guess. Well, I gotta come in here and talk about the bomb news that we were talking about before at the start of the episode. So, a 27-year-old man has been accused of sending 39 bomb threats to Nintendo recently appeared at trial, and he admitted to the charges. Quoted, this is quote, "The more I lost in Splatoon 3, the more frustrated I would become." The prosecution is seeking a 1-year prison sentence. For how many bomb threats he's given? They should be one per. 39
He must have been losing a lot to send in 39 bomb threats.
That is insane. That is insane. I'm just like not. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be this guy, because nobody likes a sore loser. And sometimes a sore loser goes to jail. That's right. That's right.
So in other words, just don't lose.
Just always be a winner. Get good. You wouldn't have done this if he was just good. Oh, got him. Got him. Yeah. Hit us with another news item here, Micah.
Well, apparently Nintendo's Shinya Takahashi reportedly had a big smile on his face while showing shareholders footage of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Yeah. And Monkey Thunder over in the Discord did mention that he wasn't invited, even though he does have shares at Nintendo. So
yeah.
Little
I asked him how to get invited to these.
Yeah, like he's a shareholder. Bring him in on those. Can you imagine if Monkey Thunder was at these meetings? That's how he knows everything before anybody else.
He better tell me. He better have secretly recorded that footage to show me.
He had a big smile on his face while showing it. I mean, does he ever not? He's just like angry, like
yeah.
Look at that! Get a load of this game. that's a pretty bad one.
Metroid Prime fans are very desperate for news all the time.
I got here in chat. I didn't see this. Dark Milkman says L's in chat for the bomb guy. Yeah, L's in chat. He didn't. He had negative Riz. That guy. Skibbity Ohio, no Riz for the bomb guy. It's Gen Alpha Slang. Didn't I talk to you about this last week?
I'm too old.
We got to start using the Gen Alpha slang. That way it's not cool and they stop using it because it sounds ridiculous. It sounds so skibbity, as the kids are saying. It sounds very Ohio.
Is that what skibbity means? I don't know if you're using that right.
Skibbity doesn't mean anything. It's a scat. Skibbity dum 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 da 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 ba ba da. Skibbity skibbity bop bop bop. That's
It
what
sounds
it
like
is.
you're just singing the skibbity toilet song.
Did it? Skibbity bum bum bum. Yes yes. Yeah. Is that all we had to talk about with that news item?
I think
Well,
that's it.
on top of that, Nintendo has reportedly said that they are aware of recent leaks and have taken steps to prevent them. And with the implosion of all these like big name leakers losing their credibility or losing their sources, it seems like Nintendo's putting a cap on things.
Seems to be working. At least a little bit.
Yeah. Here, pull up the article here. VGC that says that a recent report claimed a Google employee had accessed private videos through YouTube, and that Nintendo is taking steps to prevent that sort of thing from being able to happen. As in, they sued Google. Google take their butts to court. I don't know what they did, but they're taking preventative measures, and it proved to work because in this last direct there were so many surprises and unexpected announcements that had no hint of leaks. So there you go. Nintendo's
nice.
diving into the world of espionage and blocking leaks. They're probably sending false information out, and like nothing will be real. No one will know.
And I wonder if that's part of why it seemed like such a good direct, because we weren't like half expecting things.
Huh. It's almost like leaks are bad for the community as a whole. It's almost like that's bad. It's almost like that's a bad thing to early leak things that people don't want leaked. Like, It's almost like people doing that should feel bad.
Almost.
No, they just should. You guys suck. I hate you all. Stop leaking information.
Wow. You hate all of them?
Yes. No, I hate the no.
Only cis Theolan absolutes.
Yeah, I hate the act of leaking games, but not the people doing it. Because I'm sure
about the act of leaky games?
Games like
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
What's the one? The Endless Ocean. Endless Ocean's a very leaky game. There's a lot of water in that game. No, I'm sure they're just misguided individuals that are excited about things and want clout on the internet. But who doesn't? You know, who doesn't want that thing? Those things.
The Amish.
So true. You do have good answers to my rhetorical, hypothetical question. And I appreciate that, Micah. Dumbest thing. In other news, Nintendo's Miyamoto is discussing passing baton to even younger developers. What does this mean? What does it mean? He's no longer involved in the day-to-day work, and he wants to pass on his development responsibilities to the next generation as he is approaching his 72nd birthday. And you know what? This is so good. Miyamoto, thanks for doing this. Can you tell the presidents of the United States to do the same thing? Not to get political in here, but
I was not expecting that.
If Miyamoto's example could be followed by the U.S. political leaders, that would be so fantastic. But I do think that this actually currently shows in games coming out that they're taking more risks and doing more different and unique things. And that's because Miyamoto isn't there to tell them no. So we
Wow.
appreciate Miyamoto softening up in his old age. Miyamoto was the one that killed Paper Mario. I want everybody to know that. While he's made some great games and does great things. Yeah, he didn't like the unique characters. He wanted it all to be Toads. That was Miyamoto. Yep. I like Miyamoto a lot, but I don't know if I can forgive him for what he did to Paper
It
Mario.
sounds like you're kind of in a non-Miyamoto phase.
I'm in a non-Miyamoto phase. No, I just think it's good. I think getting new voices and new ideas in is a good thing. And I think he's passed the baton fairly well to other creators and business leaders because there's been a lot of great games coming out. And he's like decreasingly involved in the game development side of things. He was really involved with the movie, and I hope he continues to do that because I think he did a good job there, the theme park. But man, he is getting old. We got to start thinking about how we're going to cryogenically freeze his head for future generations. Store him right up there with Walt Disney. They can store him like in the Nintendo store on like a display.
That would be something.
Horrifying.
That would be something.
Hit us with our next news item, Micah. Don't let me talk into these weird corners that I put myself in.
We have a next news item?
We can't end on Miyamoto's frozen head. That might be it, though. That might be it. So let's jump over to the next segment of our show. And let's talk rumors. It's the rumor mill.
You need to pause seconds.
I got you. I did it in time. Do we have anything?
I think we just need a better signal for when you want me to trigger these.
I do the nose.
You just
have
take
you
your
seen
nose
those?
with two fingers.
I've
I'll know.
There's this like video I think on TikTok, like all the shorts platforms where like, here's the signal if you want us to leave, and he's like, gotcha, and then it cuts to them at like the party, and he's like, let's get the heck out of here. He just says it while no signal. Yeah. Anyways, there isn't anything in the rumor mill this week because
we don't have anything.
As discussed in the news segment, Nintendo's plugging up those leaks. So with that, I think we move over to.
You could do it.
Well, do we have anything in the community corner? I don't think we do. So no community corner this week. Hey, ask us some questions, folks. Hit us up on our social medias. Any questions you want to hear us answer on the episode. But alternatively, we asked you a question last week. And so now it's time for last week we asked you. I don't know how to signal.
Remember, it was the double picking your nose.
Yeah, I got you. Last week, we asked you.
Had to be two because I wasn't sure if you just pick your nose randomly.
Right. Sometimes I do, Everybody does it. Since we didn't see too much in
I don't know if that's true.
Reveal trailer, what feature would you most like to see in Metroid Prime 4? And you gave us some answers. Micah, hit us with the first one.
Monkey Thunder says, I would like to see some online multiplayer. Echoes and Hunters had multiplayer, and I really enjoyed it, especially Hunters. Yes.
Yeah.
It looked good. And
yeah, it would be fun.
Retro has hired a few developers from studios with a big online presence like COD, Call of Duty.
Oh, I thought they were like they developed the fish.
The fish, yeah. They 3D printed the fish into existence.
Yeah.
And then it goes on to say, I don't want it to take away from the single player development because that is the ultimate priority. But I think an online multiplayer mode could be a lot of fun and get more people into the Metroid series.
So like work it backwards to what they did for Halo Infinite, where they did multiplayer and then they focused on the campaign later.
Yeah, then like forever later they added co-op into them.
Yeah, that was but yeah, I like this. I think having it as a mode would be cool. Be cool. Next answer comes from Maddie Beth. Says, I want a jetpack. I want to be able to unlock a jetpack at one point later into the game and watch Samus rocket up really high heights with it. There would be a time limit on the jetpack though, and you can only use it for 5 to 10 seconds before landing again.
Cool. Get a little extra mobility.
I like it. I just want it to be Flood from Mario Sunshine.
What a crossover. Metroid Beyond into
that's what that's what the
into
Beyond
the Mario
was all about.
verse.
That was what the Beyond was all about. Dude, imagine in the next trailer they show there's just like Samus gets off onto this planet and freaking Star Fox is there. I feel like people would lose their minds and then they would all be so excited and then also so angry.
Yeah,
I
like,
imagine
I
people
know
being very upset about that. Yeah. But I like crossover games. I like them a lot. I like crossovers a lot, and I think we need more of them. But anyway, I agree. Jetpack would be cool. What do you think, Micah? You want a jetpack?
It's a good question. I don't know if I want a jetpack. I do want more mobility options.
Yeah.
I'm just not necessarily convinced a jetpack is exactly what I want.
Yeah. What was it was like phase shifting?
Oh, and Dread? The dash?
Yeah. That would be cool.
I mean, you do have like the kind of dash to the side when you're locked on to an enemy that they showed in the trailer, but maybe something a little more powerful or something.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that could be a jetpack. Jetpack like that Samus uses like boost to the side and stuff. Like or like a lunge forward. I kind of like the idea of a grapple hook that you pull people over to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mortal Kombat.
I know we like talked about it. Get over here. As we talked about it last week, that I forgot some things that I thought about later. I was like, I want the grapple beam to be more.
Yeah.
Like you said, I want to be able to like grapple some things, and I want it to be useful like in combat potentially to like.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in Metroid Prime, it's like pretty slow. You grapple onto a thing, and then you like kind of slowly swing. I want the option to be like pull myself to things to like move around faster.
Yeah.
Also going in and out of the morph ball very quick. I feel like it could be interesting to be able to like use that to dodge things.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be.
I mean, in the trailer, it seemed pretty quick going into morph ball, and I'm wondering if there'll be some gameplay advantages to that.
I kind of want the movement to feel like a character from Risk of Rain 2, where it's like super speedy in combat, where you can jump around and like grapple around and things,
maneuvering everything.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, because Samus's power suit is supposedly like one of the crazy coolest weapons in the galaxy. And I just think, I think there could be some cool stuff you could do. But also Metroid has the theming of you always lose all your powers and start at level 1. But regardless, I think you could unlock cool stuff that make the movement really fast and slick. That would be fun. Hit us with our next one.
Presto from Off the Wall says, a segment where you play as Silex or whatever his name is. Could be super cool, and overall just way more story content.
Yeah, I think we go back to Monkey Thunder's point. and we just make like an online multiplayer, and you can play as like the different bounty hunters.
Just like hunters.
Yeah.
They all had their different pros.
Yep.
Slightly different abilities.
Yeah, so you can play a Silex in that. Would be interesting. Would be cool. Could be really fun.
And then what we need is a Metroid mode, where it's like infection. They get the Metroids that infect the players. I think it'd be real fun to play Metroid.
That would be really cool. I really just want them to make a spin-off game of Metroid that is like more Call of Duty like, I guess. Because you don't want it to take away from what Metroid Prime is, right?
Yeah.
But also
they make a Federation Force, but good.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, but they've tried it. It hasn't really been successful. I think Hunters was really good.
Yeah, I think Hunters.
I didn't play that one, but I heard good things. Our next answer here comes from. Oh wait, we didn't even talk about the overall way more story content. Yeah, make it a long game.
Yeah, I feel like they've been doing that. I feel like a Metroid Prime Corruption had more story than especially the original Prime. I feel like that's mostly just like lore stuff you're finding out. There's not like a crazy story.
Right.
But I also definitely still want lore from scanning things to be a thing.
Yeah, I like that. I just want the game to feel a bit meatier than something like Metroid Dread. Like Metroid Dread was really good, but it also did kind of feel short at the end.
Yeah. I'm supposed to play it again though.
Yeah.
I feel like
I know, but like
I played it and I really enjoyed it, and then I played it again and I liked it even more. And then I played it one more time and my enjoyment for that game also went up again.
Wow. I don't really have the desire to play it again. Is the thing. And every time I've gone back to it, I've been like,
you just don't get it.
Yeah. What I need to do is just go and play the other 2D Metroid games. I was going to do that this week. I didn't play Super Metroid. Not Super Metroid. Zero Mission.
Zero Mission? Yeah. I still got to try that one out. Pretty sure I played it some way back in the day, but it's been a long time.
Yeah. Our next answer here comes from Fedorable Will, who says, I just want some good movement options. I love being able to dash and jump around open areas in games like these. I agree. We kind of already hit on this point with Maddie and Beth's jetpack answer. Yeah, it would be cool for more movement. I want to feel like an assassin bounty hunter and not feel slow and clunky. Because that's like the thing is that Samus is like pretty nimble and acrobatic while being
Prime games. Like, yeah, you come across more as tanky.
Yeah, which I want them to
2D
capture.
Games where I feel like it's a lot more that like jumping and flipping and stuff.
Yeah. Which I get it why you're not flipping. Obviously, in a first-person game, that would be nauseating and horrible. But I think you can
turn
move
on
around
hardcore mode, and you're flipping, spins the camera.
Yeah, I feel
and you
like
can shoot during it.
I feel like you can have some really cool movement and stuff with that feels more like the 2D games. I agree.
Yeah.
Dread had some really cool movement abilities and items. I just hope that some of that design carries over. Yeah. Next answer, Mike.
Given by Spider Shan. I know it probably isn't possible, but I would love the option to make it locked into third-person view so I could actually play it.
I didn't even think about this last time when we were talking about it, but I love this idea. I like the option. Like, yeah, let's change it into a third person.
But if it was third person, you wouldn't be able to see the visor fog up your own reflection.
Yeah, there's something immersive about how the game is designed. You know what? A Metroid game would be so fun in VR. It'd be
Yeah, it
terrifying,
would be
but
good.
it would be really fun. That's a good one for VR. For sure. Yeah. I thought it was a good point. Good point. Good point, Spider Shan. How do you feel about it, Micah? You seem like you don't like it.
I probably wouldn't play much, I don't think, in the third person mode. That's what the morph ball's for. You can get your third person fix.
Just
doing
always be a morph ball. That sounds like
Yeah.
a challenge run I'd do.
But
Metroid Prime 4
that'd be
morph
so,
ball
that'd be
only.
so wild if you could.
Yeah. And our last answer comes from Solo, who says, I would love the option to toggle between first and third person, if only to enjoy seeing the suit upgrades and how the environment reflects. Oh, this is in response to Spider Shan. Sorry, Solo. So I would love the option to toggle between first and third person, if only to enjoy seeing the suit upgrades and how the environment reflects off her suit as a feature. That's true. Because
Think they'll get a camera mode. Lots of games have.
Same. It's just like posing with a selfie. That would actually be really cool, but I don't think it'll be a selfie camera. That just feels like the antithesis of Samus as a character, taking pictures of herself. But I could see like, I mean, like the scanning is kind of like you collect scans of things. You can look back at the scans, the scanning log, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of camera-like.
I mean, kind of almost. But you don't get to see Samus in those.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. Did you... Excuse me. You said earlier that you had some points that you thought of that you wanted to...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just the, like, it increase what the grapple can do.
Oh,
maybe make it more of a movement option. And so just like Fedora Will said, I want some good movement options.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the grapple could be really cool for that. And we didn't get it in Zelda like we wanted. That's why they need to make a third
Spider-Man swing.
That's why we need a third Breath of the Wild game. I'm telling you, people, bring in the Triforce, bring in the grapple shot. We're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be Spider-Man, but Zelda. It's gonna be so good. Breath of the Wild 3. I'm in Breath of the Wild 3 camp. Well, that's what we've got for answers to last week. We asked you. And our next question. I had them up here. Hold on just a second. Where is it? This happened to me last week where I had it open and could not find it after. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm a big fan of crossover games. So I would like to get you. This is the question. Give us your best speculations on potential crossover games featuring Nintendo characters and potentially other franchises, discussing possible storylines and gameplay mechanics. So hit us with your pitch for your best Nintendo crossover game. That isn't Smash Bros, obviously. What crossovers could we see? I'm excited. We've asked a question similar to this before in the past, and gotten some really good answers. So I'd like to rehash it again. Let's come up with some good game combos. With that, Micah, I think that does it for that segment, and I think it's time for the PAL topic. Today's
Oh,
pal
you're gonna do
topic.
more than just the one. No.
Oh, did it not come through?
Oh no, yeah, I just heard one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Pal topic. Today's pal topic is brought to you by angry reviewers. We went and scoured the interwebs for bad reviews of games, meaning like reviews that reviewed a game badly. Not like the review itself is necessarily bad, although some of these I would say objectively wrong opinions. But with all of that aside, Micah, do you want to go first here? This is Spot the Fake. Spot the Faker. We have 3 reviews per game, and one of the reviews is generated by AI. And it's up to us to determine which one is AI generated. We play this. Each of us has 3 reviews each of us has 3 games with 3 reviews each. Make sense? Make sense? I explained that pretty poorly, but you'll see what we do when we get into it. Micah, you go first. Hit us with your first game and read me some reviews. And we went with only bad reviews this time. Like, there's no like 10 out of 10 reviews on any of these games. These are all people that didn't like these games because it's funny. They're funny when they're angry.
Yep. My first game, I decided to go with Metroid Dread.
Oh, good pick. Good pick.
Mhm.
Okay.
Metroid. Yep. And this review says this is the worst game I've ever played. Frustrating and way too long cut screen at start of game. Also, the graphics are not good at all. I am 43 and played all games of all times, even Atari 2600.
I
think
played
this is
all
as bad
games of
at ET.
all time. wait. Was that a real? Wait, oh, yeah, say that line again.
I think this is as bad as ET.
No, you can't say that. Oh my gosh. I have played all games of all time.
All times.
This guy's a legend. I mean, I can't say I've done that.
He's played them all.
He's
Yeah,
played them all.
incredible.
Every game? Is it even possible? Okay.
Eh,
Next
no.
next review.
This one I decided to use the text to speech thing because I didn't want to try and pronounce all these words.
Okay.
So
I'm ready.
Let me turn this up a little bit, I think. We'll make sure it's loud enough.
Metroid Dread est ludus frustrans e laboriosus. Mundus eius obscurus e inextricabilis est, ubi omnia pericula minantur. Cuncta in hoc ludo sunt difficultate et incommodo plena. Adventura tibi molestiam magisquam gaudium afferet.
So that's that one.
Is there a translation of that one by
No.
chance? I mean, could
Nope.
you just throw it into Google Translate or something? That is funny.
I don't think
All right.
I'm gonna do that. I don't
Okay.
know where that code is.
Okay.
Then the last review.
I heard something about difficulty. There's something in there about difficulty. I know that.
And the last one is I hate it so much with tell me if I highlight them like 35 exclamation points.
Oh,
And then it says take it off.
take it off. Take
Take
what
it
off? Take what
It.
off? Take it off. I hate it. What does that mean? This is bonkers. These are all so wildly different. And none of these really, I mean, they're so unhinged. One of these is AI generated, and meaning that Micah generated an unhinged AI. And
I will
I don't know. Did you say generate me a bad review, but it's in Spanish or whatever language that was?
well, I'll give you a little hint. That's not Spanish.
Do you know what it
That
is?
helps. I think I know what it is.
I think I'm gonna go with option A. I think
The
you
worst
told
game I
it.
ever played.
Yeah, I think you told it to compare it to E.T. the game.
Is that your? Are you sure that's your final answer?
My final answer. Did I read you like a book?
That is incorrect.
Oh no.
Is the Metroid Dread Latin review?
You did do it. Oh, that stinks. I just couldn't believe that that guy had played every game. In my defense,
It
he
sounds like
sounded like a
only an
robot.
AI could play every game.
Only an AI would compare this game to ET.
Uh,
That was good. That was good. I like that one. Um, I'm going to roll into my game here. The first one I have is for The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, and
mhm.
all of these reviews are a 2 out of 10. This first one here. I can't believe how Nintendo messed up Tears of the Kingdom. The open world. Hold on, let me move this to a different spot so I can read it and look at you. I can't believe how Nintendo messed up Tears of the Kingdom. The open world feels empty compared to Breath of the Wild. It's just the same enemies and boring fetch quests over and over. The puzzles are super frustrating and not fun at all like they used to be. And the voice acting, it's painful to listen to. I was expecting another amazing game, but this is a total disaster. What were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
What
huh?
were they thinking? And that's with an exclamation point question mark. What were they thinking? Next. This game was a nightmare to experience. The English voice actors were so irritating, I had to turn the voice acting into a different language. The camera controls were awful, no matter how I set them, and the tutorial level is slow and full of obtuse puzzle obstacles, which don't make you feel clever for solving them. Just frustrating.
Obtuse. This is AI.
There was one place in the tutorial level where you
Is
can
this
get
still the second
stuck.
one?
Yeah. There's one
Oh,
place
okay.
in the tutorial level where you can get stuck if you happen to fall off the icy ledge before getting the ascend ability, which is in all caps, which could have been easily remedied if they enabled warping in the tutorial level. 2 hours of nonstop frustration. I think that's how much this AI or person played. Just 2 hours of the game, and they're like, "This game sucks." 2 out of 10. I only played it for 2 hours.
I mean, all I know is that people that hate Tears of the Kingdom this much, they aren't smart enough to be using words like obtuse.
Yeah, it's so true. And
So-
last review. I personally have never played a Zelda game, so I tried out this game. I have never been more disappointed with a story. The amount of amazing reviews this game got, I would have thought it. Or, that's misspelled. I would have thought it was the best game ever, but I was disappointed. And that's it. So
sounds like something you'd prompt AI to do, to be honest.
recap. You have the first one. Voice acting is painful to listen to. I was expecting another amazing game. What were they thinking? Second was irritating voice actors, obtuse puzzles, and horrible tutorial. And the last one was I've never played a Zelda game except for this one, and I didn't like it. So, which of those three do you think is AI generated?
Oh, it's got to be B, and you prompted them to say random stuff about some random place in the tutorial. That or I'm overthinking this. It was definitely C. And if it wasn't C, it was A, obviously.
Well, sir, is B your final answer?
Absolutely.
That is incorrect. It was A.
I knew it.
Yeah, well, you guessed that one last. So actually, AI got you pretty good that time.
But I told you, if it wasn't the other two, it had to
I
be
didn't
A.
realize this at the time, but because I think I generated my fake one first, but it sounds so similar to the real one right after it. And they sound so similar. But that one, that one, yeah, was definitely obtuse. Obtuse? What do they
I don't
mean?
believe it.
Yeah. I get it. If you've never played a Zelda game before, I could see coming into this completely fresh and being disappointed maybe because you just don't get it. You're not cerebral enough to understand the series.
Oh yeah, faux show.
I think it's a good game on its own, whatever. But I could see if you're coming into it and this is not your typical kind of game that you wouldn't like it. But this other one where it's like, I've heard the complaints about English voice actors, which is very funny. The AI also generated. It was
Yeah,
like,
also
oh,
heard.
the voice actors. I actually made it. I actually prompted it a couple times, and it said originally that it was like nails on a chalkboard, but
That's harsh.
it toned it down. I was like, "Jeez, Louise!" I thought the voice acting was good, personally.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems. with it.
Ganondorf was great. Matt Mercer did work. He did good. All right, hit me with the next one. So both of us are we got nothing on the board. Oh,
My
for
goal
two.
is at the end to have both of us to have one correct,
Okay.
because those would be the correct odds if we just essentially guessed every time.
Oh,
You should theoretically get 1 in 3 right.
okay. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
So my next one was Metroid Prime Remastered. And let me tell you, this game was actually extraordinarily hard to find bad reviews for.
I know because I also have Metroid Prime Remaster. I'll do mine after yours, so we can just do these back to back.
Right on. First one was, it was really fun in the beginning, but from the stupid mine, it was just annoying. But I worked my way through until I came to Riddle. I'm the worst boss fight I've ever seen.
Oh, Riddle. Oh, gross. My least favorite
Instantly
character in Metroid.
Instantly extinguished and thrown in the trash.
He lit the game on fire and threw it in the garbage. What was the score on this one, by the way?
It's a good question.
You don't have the
I
scores.
think these are all. I think this was a 2-star.
Okay.
Essentially, I just looked all at 1-star things.
Yeah.
But for Prime Remastered, I had to come up out of the 1-star.
Yeah, you were looking at Amazon reviews, right? That was where you.
Yeah, there were like 14 or something.
Yeah, mine come from
Half of them were in
Metacritic.
Spanish.
Metacritic user scores. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and then the next one is, I got nothing out of this game.
Okay. All right.
And the last one is Metroid Prime Remastered. Too loud. Scary. Samus. No like. Monster. Bad. Me no like.
Micah, I feel
Yes.
like 100%
There were-
confident that is
There
the
were
AI one.
a whole bunch of ... dots.
I
That's why
feel-
I added the brace.
I feel so confident that is the AI generated one, and you asked it to generate it one word at a time, like a caveman. My final answer is C. C is the AI generated one.
You are correct.
Yeah. What did
But-
you prompt it with?
I asked it to generate a review as if ChatGPT was still in the womb.
What is that? Wow. That's horrifying, actually. It's very verbose for being still
What
in
about
the
you?
womb.
You didn't get thrown off by that first one with all the terrible grammar and spelling?
I mean, you have done that. You have pulled that in the past. But after that, I was like,
That
"There's
was
no way. This can't be
I
human."
think that was a German review that
That you
I translated into English.
I pulled the same kind of stuff. I think I originally had a
Uh,
Zelda review that was in a different language. That's so funny that we both did that. But I took that one out because it didn't match. Very good. All right. Well, let's see if you can spot the fake in my Metroid Prime Remastered reviews. Buckle up, sir. All of
part
well,
of it?
actually, these are different scores. So this is a 2 out of 10. Boring, frustrating, badly aged, slog crap with 3DS level graphics. People are straight up lying when they say this game looks good. 90% of the gameplay is backtracking, and the rest is fighting bullet sponge enemies with super outdated combat mechanics and solving terrible artificial roadblock puzzles. No immersion. So many GameCube games are overrated, and this is another one. I'm very disappointed. Metroid is good in 2D, but this doesn't work in 2023. Definitely won't buy another remaster or Prime 4. Are you Googling? Are you
No.
Googling stuff? Don't be looking.
No.
Don't be looking this up. Because this was hard.
Oh, okay.
These were hard to find, first off, because this game is very highly praised and well reviewed. And so bad reviews are
There
very
were-
hard
There were like
to come by.
2,000 reviews on Amazon, and 1% of them were negative, and
Yeah.
80% of those were like, "My box was mashed."
Yeah.
I had one that was actually it wasn't a game cartridge; it was an SD card that just had a Metroid Prime sticker on it, which I thought was kind of funny.
Next review 3 out of 10. This is another one of Nintendo's half-baked cop-outs made from a game with a ton of potential that they just choose to not take advantage of. There was no reason to release this for the 5th time without any genuinely new features. Do not let anyone tell you this is a vast improvement over the original, because it's the same code. It's just a graphical upscaling of the game they have released on 5 different consoles now with literally no significant updates. It still has bugs. The level design will feel completely outdated without at least an occasional autosave or fast travel feature. And I honestly feel like playing it has frustrated me about 75% of the time versus 25% of it being enjoyable. It's simply not as good as games that came out as the same time as the original either. Maybe you could beat it for bragging rights in the 2000s and even enjoy it, but this release doesn't shake it in 2024. The controls are utterly convoluted. We have duplicate buttons for actions like shooting and missiles, yet we can constantly use multiple button presses at once for something that could just use one button to switch between beams. The graphics are nice, the sound is okay, but the game itself is just frustratingly an outdated mess. Every time it gives me an upgrade, it just throws another enemy at me. That's even more of an annoying, tedious bullet sponge of a fight. The platforming beepity beep it feels good occasionally, but for the most part, it will consist of a bunch of unnecessary fails, which make you have to walk back up very long paths to get back up. I don't mind this in challenge areas where the reward is something useful, but it's too often the case in just basic travel from area to area. Would you like me to proceed? I'm about halfway.
I think that's probably good,
Okay.
but it does give me the vibes of AI if you ask it to review Metroid Prime negatively, as if it had been released as many times as Skyrim.
Which is maybe what I did. That is a good point. All right. Last one.
But it has been re-released twice now that I think about it.
Last one. This is a 1 out of 10. Metroid Prime Remastered is a disappointing relic that feels more outdated than retro cool. It's like Nintendo dusted off an old shoe and tried to sell it as new. Where's the innovation? We're still stuck with controls that feel like trying to operate a submarine with a potato. And why did they skip adding aimed motion controls like in previous remakes? It's like they're allergic to progress. Honestly, I've always found the original overrated compared to its 2D cousins. Those games have the soul of exploration and atmosphere without the clunky mechanics that plague Metroid Prime. It's a shame Nintendo didn't learn from past successes and elevate this series. Metroid Prime Remastered is a missed opportunity wrapped in a shiny but hollow shell. An insult to fans expecting more than a lazy cash grab. Nintendo, you've managed to turn nostalgia into a rusty tin can of disappointment.
This just sounds like AI that you told to use as many like similes or whatever as possible.
So you have here's a recap. I think you need a recap here. Badly aged slog crap with 3DS level graphics. People lying when they say it looks good. That's the first one.
Yeah,
That
is an unhinged thing to say when they compared it to a 3DS game.
The second one was ranting about how they've re-released it 5 times and no noticeable improvements, and just was really long and ranty. And the third one was I feel like I'm trying to operate a submarine with a potato. Such a good. What does that even mean? Micah, which of these unhinged Metroid Prime Remastered reviews is fake, and which is?
I feel like the second one with that Skyrim prompt, but Skyrim has been released 7 to 9 times.
Right, not 5.
So,
not 5.
AI would know that. Obviously,
would they? Would it?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I'm going to feel real disappointed if AI did not know that.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go with C because I think you told it to just make as many analogies as possible.
You got me. You read me like a book. That is 100% the fake one. What I said was use many creative insults.
Oh.
And that's where you got the tin can and the shoe.
Yeah. There was just too many, but that also seemed like maybe someone who's just like trying hard to like be kind of funny or something in the review. So I wasn't quite sure.
That second review was unhinged, man. They were very
so long.
Also, who can look at Metroid Prime Remastered and say it's 3DS level graphics? What kind of freaking 3DS? What kind of freaking 3DS do you have? I think
people say dumb things like that all the time. Is the problem?
So dumb.
Like, that's all right. Unhinged.
All right, we're each of us has one, so we're tied.
Yeah,
we're tied up.
It's a tie
in the final round. Let's do it.
My last game is Switch Sports. Nintendo Switch Sports.
Oh, this probably has a lot of angry reviews. Think about it.
There were quite a few. Yes.
There were quite a bit. This pales in comparison. Why have they re-released this game 4 times?
A lot of things saying like it's not bad. There's just not enough content. But I don't think any of my reviews actually say that. So take that.
Okay.
Here's the first review. Nintendo Switch Sports. It's as if dancing's joy has been captured and caged in a soulless machine. Why reduce the freedom?
Joy? What?
Dancing's joy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Has captured and caged in a soulless machine. Why reduce the freedom of movement and expression to mere button presses? Dancing is about feeling the rhythm in your bones, not staring at a screen. This game drains the life and soul from something so inherently human.
That has to be AI generated. That has to be. What on earth? A real human being did not say that on Amazon. I refuse to believe it.
Oh, that one wasn't Amazon. I don't think. That might just been like straight Google reviews.
Okay. Maybe it's an AI review. that you pulled off the. It's just another AI. All of these are AI generated. We've
Every
been
single
duped.
review I've said is AI.
All right, hit me with the next one. That was crazy.
It's a bad one. A shell of its predecessor. An
Agreed.
ethically offensive game.
Less agreed.
A moment of silence, please.
I feel this one.
What does AI know about ethics, anyways?
AI doesn't feel. AI wouldn't give a moment of silence. AI doesn't know what we felt with the original series. That was too real. It's too human.
It's too real. It's too
human.
inherently human, some might say.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's the last one. Typical garbage game from Nintendo. Boring gameplay, garbage graphics, lame mechanics. Avoid.
Shoot. I gotta go with my gut here and say the first one has to be AI generated.
Are you sure?
I don't know what horrors you asked for this to produce, but I believe it is AI generated.
That is correct.
Okay. I was like, please tell me a real person didn't say that.
I don't know. Oh, what did I?
What did you prompt it to say?
I
was like,
gotta pull it back up. I'll just pull it up so I can remember exactly what I wrote.
okay.
Oops, that's the wrong. Nope, never mind. I can't find it. It has disappeared forever. Oh no, I found it.
We'll never know.
Okay, it was. Can you write a review about Nintendo Switch Sports as if its very existence has made you question the value of dancing?
What a great AI prompt. My gosh. You always say you're not a creative person, but I could never have come up with such a wild prompt to give to the AI. Kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right,
Yeah,
all right.
don't
So I
know if
got two.
that's
So
a real talent.
this is to tie up the game for you. And my review, my games chosen for review are Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And all of these are a 2 out of 10.
Bold.
First review. It's not worth more than $20. The game is extremely easy. Even a casual player can finish it without sweating in a mere couple of hours. Graphics and sounds are pleasant. There's a major issue. There's no replayability. Okay, that's the first one. Second one. Did I just hear Lincoln squeal like a little girl?
You did.
He must be playing Lethal Company in the background.
Oh my gosh.
Where's the sound? Where's the sound bite? You should play the sound bite.
Let me see. I turn it up.
Please, I don't want to die.
Don't turn
Lincoln has why can Lincoln scream like that? I don't that's that isn't
that was too good. I was wondering if that got picked up.
that was pretty funny. All right. Okay.
What was the last line of that again?
There's a major issue.
You said something about no replayability.
There's no replayability.
Oh, that was the end.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and
I
then
did like the casual and the sweating.
yeah, even a casual player can finish it
Interesting.
without sweating in a mere couple of hours. Not
Mhm.
worth more than $20. Okay.
Sounds kind of AI prompted, but
Next one. When I first started the game, I would have given it above a 10. A week later, and this is easily one of the worst platformers and worst Mario games ever made. The designers made the clear mistake of confusing hard but balanced gaming with poor level design. Nothing fun about losing over and over and over because an enemy does something unexpected and there's no way through a section. Nintendo should be ashamed of this mess. It's too easy. It's too hard. These are-
Intriguing. Intriguing.
all right, last one. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a complete disappointment. I didn't bother playing it after reading other reviews. The graphics look outdated, and I heard the gameplay is boring and repetitive. It seems like Nintendo just cashed in on the Mario name without putting any effort into innovation. Save your money and play something else.
Hmm.
It's too easy. It's too hard. I didn't even play
I never
it.
played it.
these are the choices you have to face.
Sounds like
Micah.
something AI would say.
All of those things sound like something AI would say. Oh, that's so
Read
good.
that second one to me again.
When I first started the game, I would have given it above a 10. A week later, and this is easily one of the worst platformers and worst Mario games ever made. The designers made the clear mistake of confusing hard but balanced gaming with poor level design. Nothing fun about losing over and over and over because an enemy does something unexpected or there's no way through a section. Nintendo should be ashamed of this mess.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
didn't even realize when I copy pasted all of these in, the wide contrast between every single one of these being so completely different
Hmm.
of a perspective.
Hmm.
What do you say? What say you?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I have a plan. I have a plan that is going to help me decide.
Okay. He's typing. That's that noise. If anybody's hearing that. He's controlling the submarine with the potato.
The answer is easy. It is obviously option number 3.
Why do you say that with such weird confidence?
Because that's what ChatGPT told me. And ChatGPT is an AI.
Did you ask it which one is the right answer? How did you do that?
Well, technically, I said keep me a random number between 0 and 4.
Oh, perfect.
But it's right, isn't it?
It picked 3.
It knows.
It picked 3?
It picked 3.
That is correct. Wow. Random number
I knew it.
generator.
I'm a genius. AI knows.
I can't believe
AI
that
knows.
you did that. Yeah. I just said write the review as if you didn't even play it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I
Yeah,
also think it's just so funny that the 2 real ones that I got were right next to each other in the reviews list. And one was talking about how the game is so difficult, and the other one talking about how it's way too easy. Also, who says I would have given it a 10, but a week later, worst game I've ever
what
played.
a weird.
Gives it a 2.
Weird, like
I think you need
got too hard, I guess.
I think you need psychiatric help. You may have bipolar disorder with how wildly different your perspective changed within 1 week.
Yeah, it does seem odd.
No, I don't mean to make jokes about an actual serious disorder because people do actually have that, and that is not reflected in this sort of behavior. Micah, that's game. We tied. Once again.
I'm proud of us.
We are stronger than the AI. It hasn't quite got good enough yet. Although these were this time I feel like was
There are some good ones.
way harder. But
yeah,
that's where we're gonna end the episode. How many did you get right? Guessing out there. Let us know. Hit us up in the comment section of our videos or on our social medias. Speaking of social medias, Micah, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitch at Micah Prime.
You can find me on Twitch at Andros1, on YouTube at Andros1, on Twitter at Andros1, on TikTok on Andros1, and soon to be Instagram. I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to go on Instagram because I made some great posts for my Instagram. Yeah, it's gonna be great. And you can also follow the show, Nintendo Pals, on all social media platforms. That one is on Instagram, actually. Been a while since we posted there, but it's there. And remember to leave us a 5-star review. And if you feel so inclined, good sirs, and sirettes,
Yeah, I don't know about that.
and misses, and just all peoples.
Just
I-
ladies,
Ladies, gentlemen,
ladies and gentlemen, but I don't know if they have.
and others. Well, just whatever you choose to identify yourself as. Check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/Nintendo Pals, where for as little as $1, you can be a Patreon pal and help us keep the lights on here on the show. Shout out and thank you to all of our fantastic Patreon supporters. We got T-Bone, Nick Lanoy, Fedorable Will, Monkey Thunder, Madison, aka Purple Riolu, Lava Plays, Sean Cummins, Lil Miss 7, Tim A, aka Neoprime 33, aka Nindad No 4. No dot 4, number 4. Seth Sturgill, LPD, Spider Shan, Solo, and of course, Mute Dog the Gamer. We appreciate all of you. You guys are the best of the best. Sorry, we actually like them more than you guys because they pay us to like them more. that's horrible. That's horrible. We don't like anybody more or less. We listen. Don't feel obligated to support us on Patreon.
Yeah.
But if you do, we do like you more.
Just do it if you want us to
what
like
we,
you.
It's what we insinuated just now. And by we, I mean me. Micah will have no part in that. That way, if there's ever any controversy between one of us, the other has an easy out, I think. Like, oh, yeah, he did that thing. Not involved with me, actually. We completely disagreed on this point, so. Oh, yeah, he didn't like Ocarina of Time. Yeah. Woo, weirdo. Just kidding. No rebuttal to that. Wow. Micah, thanks for being a bigger person.
I've just grown so much as a human being in the
By
last
being friends with
10
me.
minutes. It
Well,
is
hit us with your
a
wise
character building situation.
Hit us with your wise words of wisdom to close out the episode here.
Unknowing ignorance is preferable to informed stupidity.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
All right. Peace out, y'all.